to where can we go next, what can we do. Fringe used to be this is where you cut your teeth and grow. Fringe now is very much a commodity and business on its own. If you've got a good show, you can travel the world with your show and make money with your show year round. They're everywhere. Lighting plots take too long. Celebrate difference. I think it's really important, and I think the Fringe does so well is to celebrate difference in our communities. And that might be difference in terms of diversity, it might be difference in terms of those readers that don't get their voice heard, or that sort of oddball that doesn't quite get in with the local established organisations. Fringe is where you can present those sort of things. To celebrate difference in that way, hearing voices from all parts of the community, your festival will grow if you're involved with the community in your festival. It's an odd place, Milton Keynes. Beautiful, but odd in a special way, and its geography. You can celebrate that and you can work with that. And actually, the Fringe is one of those organisations that can help that connect across the system and go through. So you're really proud to do it. And the last one is just look after yourself while you're Fringe. I think it's really important. My last slide, I was going to make my mum still makes me every year Fringe survival kits, which has pants and socks and boots and toothpaste and yeah, she's really sweet. But it's really important, you know, you can kill yourself doing it, you will tire yourself out. It's very important to look after yourself. You look after yourself and you'll look after each other. Sorry that wasn't so as pretty as I thought. I can show some slides while we have a break.
I think that's
good. Let's do that then.
There's some questions that have come from the Fringe board. There's some people and there's some people who maybe got questions. We could start with those. Maybe if anybody's got any questions, first of all, we can start.
I mean, you said the connection with so many other fringes around the world. What does it say about a city that has a fringe?
It says you've got an arts community that don't hate each other. It says you want to speak about the community you're in, and I think that's really important. And some fringes are put on places that someone decides someone we should have a fringe. They don't work. The Fringe organisation, we're speaking on just behalf, but it wouldn't really be here without content. You've got to be making work. So they're there to guide you, to support you through making your work and exhibiting your work and staging your productions. It's very organic, so I think it's a really healthy sign of the city if they've got a Fringe in their own way. So it's good you've got one. And it's early days, you do amazing work for such a new festival to see. So there's an organisation called World Fringe Network and World Fringe Alliance who link with fringes. So that ability to link up is vital, I think, going on. Particularly if you've got a play that you're staging here for 4 or 5 days or 3 days, whatever. It makes absolute sense to go somewhere else for 3 days. Those networks can be very beneficial.
Yeah, there's talk of there's several Fringe networks. There's a Canadian Fringe network and an American Fringe network. There's talk of a UK Fringe network because there's more fringes in the UK than anywhere else.
We own Fringe, yeah.
So there's a possibility that through that UK network there will be a possibility of fringes actually sort of creating touring networks.
There's a lot more, there's prizes in Fringe as well. They're trying to get down here where they support work for. There's an award in Edinburgh that takes a company to the New York Fringe, Brighton Fringe, or there's a Fringe in South Africa, or Grahamstown Arts Festival, which is sort of a Fringe festival.
It's a peaky group.
It's very, yeah, once you're in, it's fine. But they can, those awards are there, and they're seeing the benefit of linking up and sharing work. There's, your work can resonate here, but where's the artist we've got in which? Sorry, you were my wait. Your work resonates worldwide. There's no reason for that to be done. So it's quite easy for that to travel.
I did actually look at taking it to Brighton, but it seemed to be hard. I came down and looked at a venue, but because it was so far away, it felt quite hard because I didn't have that network.
Yeah, I think it is to find your way through. I mean, Brighton's kind of commercial Fringe now is such a big established thing, and to find out the right venue is quite tricky. There's 192 venues listed on the Fringe website. The Fringe organisation is very good at supporting you to do stuff like that. But also I'd say Brighton focuses on comedy and theatre, it doesn't do so well for music and visual art. So there's different festivals that do different things.
That would be the thing. It felt like had there been lots of other visual artists and perhaps would have been.
Well, there's another festival now they're called House, and there's artist open houses, and that's where they exhibit in people's houses and things like that. So that might be worth looking at. It's a great place. Did that answer the question?
I have a question.
Hi.
Acoustics aren't very good, so you may already have answered my question before I ask it. Looking at the Brighton Fringe, about how long has it been going on, and about how big is it in terms of the overall budgets, and where does it source its funding from? How much of it is commercial business sponsorship?
Yeah, so the festival has been running under various guises. The festival was actually started by the International Festival, which was called the Umbrella, and then it broke out. And then there was a lot of infighting, and then we ended up with a 1 year of brilliantly Brighton Festival Fringe and the Brighton Fringe Festival, both happening at the same time, which was brilliantly confusing for everyone. And that was about 15 years ago, so it runs every year. It's been in its current form 8-9 years as Brighton Fringe. The core organisation, which is they've got a managing director, a marketing person, a box office, and they sell the tickets, so they make money off that, and they charge the artists. They're a charity that don't get Arts Council funding or anything like that. So they look after their own, but they have to make their money from the performers and the visitors to Brighton Fringe. Every venue then funds itself in different ways. So we, at other places, we'll have 5 directors, and we don't. There's no funding that comes in, and we haven't put our own money in, but we charge our artists a guarantee to book a slot. So we had 150 visiting theatre companies this year, of which they guaranteed us 20% roughly ticket sales, but they would achieve more than that. So it's a good way of balancing risk between us, and then we have to build the theatre, they have to build the show, but if they decide not to market it, we've got a guarantee. And that funding helps us to build the spaces, and then we flog beer to their audiences when they're there.
I think our takings is probably one of the most common worldwide ways of funding.
Own your bar. Do not let your bar go. If you think it's
We're one of the very few fringes in the UK that get Arts Council funding.
keep that. It's pretty good. But yeah, I think the bar. So roughly last year, through other place, half of our overall income coming in, not all of our money. So the artists was ticket sales, and half of it was bar sales. So they've always been really half and half in terms of the money that's coming through. It's vital to run a bar with it, I think. But it's also back to that philosophy of I don't want people to turn up to see a show and leave. I want them to come and talk afterwards with people who've seen the show, recommend the next show to go to, and meet the artists afterwards and talk. So actually that's quite alcohol lubricates. We also sell soft drinks and food. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I mean, the line of questioning can go on forever around that. I mean, if the bar sales are the critical component, then one model would be you find people who make their money from bar sales to pay you to have an event in their venue.
Yeah.
So I mean, there are many ways of